eat.
Yeah, eat and love.
And I mean, eat, just lay back. everybody, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Shannon Deneen, and we are back on the curve. Yes, yes, yes. We have our panel of hosts chosen. These are our final four, minus Felicia. We want to just send a shout out to Felicia right now, who had an emergency and could not be here this evening, but she sends her love, and she is going to be watching wherever she is. And we just hope that we do you proud, girl. So guys, how was your week?
Wonderful.
Oh, pretty good.
Awesome.
Pretty good.
Good. Well, there was a lot that happened over the last week and this weekend, and we're going to hop right on in.
Let's go.
To the hot topics.
Okay.
Who saw the Victoria's Secret fashion show? Oh. Wait a minute.
I saw a little bit today.
Okay.
For research.
Okay.
That's only because I've had a busy week. I really have.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Victoria, but I don't shop there no way. So, yeah. Sorry.
That's actually part of why this is a conversation, because Victoria's Secrets and there's been a lot of controversy where Victoria's Secrets and plus size models are concerned. So previous to this show, the marketing rep and the VP for Victoria's Secrets did a interview with Vogue magazine, darling. Vogue, honey, Vogue. And so in Vogue, they had conversations about the market shifting to plus size women, and the market, a lot of other retailers going towards plus size sizes. And Ed got with him. Ed said, "No, we ain't doing that."
That is true.
Well, you have to think in the past, during their fashion shows, if you were a little on the thicker side, per Tyra Banks, your wings were a little larger. And at that
Are we
point
considering
in time,
Tyra Banks plus size? Is
at that
what
point
we're
in
doing?
time, she wasn't.
If she wasn't a -0, she was plus size.
Well, now these are good points, ladies.
In her when she retired, they made her wings larger because
I don't remember
absolutely, you have to go and look. If you were a little curvier, a little bit more well endowed at the top or at the bottom, the wings were larger.
Wow.
Research it.
I didn't notice that.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Fredericks of Hollywood.
Come on now.
Yes, Frederick loved us big girls.
Yes.
And he catered to us.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I'm sorry, Victoria, but Frederick is my man.
Okay. Well, I feel a vent in my spirit coming on about Ed. I think you pronounce his name Razik.
Yes.
So Ed says, and Tony has the quote.
Yes. He said, if you're asking basically if we would invite plus size models, he said they looked at putting a plus size model in the show, but noting that he invented the plus size model show with Lane Bryant, although there was little interest in a plus size lingerie TV special that he did back in 2000.
So Ed basically said, listen here, we tried this plus size thing. We worked with Lane Bryant. We did a plus size show, and there was no interest in the show. And I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to look right in the camera and say to Ed, I don't believe you. These are lies, Ed. We don't believe you. There are plus size women who love Victoria's Secret and love Victoria's Secret products and would buy Victoria's Secrets. There would be complete interest in it.
Absolutely.
If you all were making and catering to women who are more well endowed. But when you stop at a D, can't nobody.
I can't even get one in a D.
Listen.
These are triple Ds.
Yeah, right. The girls
Listen.
are not going to fit in that, sir.
And for him to be chief of marketing, I'm not sure if he knows how to do his job very well. I feel like he's a little tunnel vision, and that he's just being lazy and don't want to cater to plus size people. I don't understand what the problem is.
And especially since the average size woman has been between a 12 and 16 for years.
Absolutely.
For years. So evidently someone isn't doing their research. However, when you go into their pink section with the collegiate things, the collegiate items, they do have your extra large, 2XL again, and they are more. What's the fit? It's a man's fit for the
like a
jackets.
boyfriend fit,
right? Boyfriend fit.
Okay.
Now,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder where is he getting his research from? Is he getting it from the numbers, or is he just getting it from the men? You know what I'm saying?
Doing any research.
I don't either.
Well, if he's going by the numbers from 2000, if you look at how people portrayed or accepted plus size women in the year 2000 as versus now, and maybe his mindset has not caught up to today's trend.
That could be it.
Give him a little support, Stone.
Right.
Give him a little
It
support.
could just be old. That could just.
Right. Well, you know, sometimes we don't conform and we don't change.
Yeah.
We just like, okay, well, I've tried that, didn't work, so. But sometimes you have to make that change.
Yeah,
You have to
absolutely.
look and see. And like, you know what, let me think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
But we, plus size women, we've been happening forever. Auntie was a big girl. Mama was a big girl.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I said that to
Absolutely.
someone
No.
just the other day. I was.
Nothing's changed.
But who is the
changed.
consumer?
Yeah.
Who is the beyond?
Because he said that too. He said we sell to who buys our stuff. Like he said, that was a part of the article too. That
I would buy it if you had my size.
Right.
That's all I'm
he
saying.
said we're not for every woman. We're a niche market basically, and we sell to our customers. We're not trying to go out and find new customers. We're not seeking the plus size woman. And I honestly don't necessarily think they want to be associated with plus size women because of that stigma in 2000.
Absolutely.
That doesn't necessarily exist now. And I think that it is.
Well, you also have to think about in 2000 how Lane Bryant, their structure changed in regards to, you know, your bras and your panties, the lines. It was more intimate.
Yes.
A little bit more revealing, and it wasn't your grandmother's bra.
Yeah, it wasn't nude, black and white.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
it wasn't your grandmother's bra.
Yeah, agreed.
However, if you look at Victoria's Secrets, because at one point in time I did shop at Victoria's Secrets. At one point in time in my life. However, that would not be today. That would not be today. You know, the straps on their bras started to change. So that's why I disagree with the whole market research in regarding him saying that, you know, this is who our customer is. If your customer is the same person, then why did your item change? Why did your product change from a thinner strip to a wider strip?
Exactly.
Agreed.
And
Now,
I
I
feel
can't
like
fit
they're
anything else in there anymore,
They're
but
all-
I can see that it did change.
I fit the body splash.
The lotion.
The lotion.
gloss.
I fit all their lip glosses. Their lip glosses
Yes.
are so
Wow.
Absolutely.
They are absolutely positively for
Absolutely.
me. But
The
other
pink
than that,
bags.
the pink bags are fantastic. But other than that, child,
Well, Victoria's Secrets has never been my favorite.
really?
Oh.
No.
Why not, friend?
Well, Frederick, like I said.
You're going to make me go in, friend.
Frederick's has always been a little more
Risque,
yeah,
right?
that's the word I'm
Yeah.
looking for.
He is.
Frederick's is a little
And
more.
if you have a man, you can also, when you're buying your lingerie, you can pick your man up something too.
Oh, shout out to Frederick.
Yes.
We
So,
might have
yes.
a field trip to Frederick's.
Right.
All
So
right.
while you're looking sexy, you can get him something matching to match you as well. So that's the thing that Frederick did. It catered to the couples. And so, yes, I stayed in there.
I like
So,
that.
Yes. And that's a good thing because what people don't understand is when people are alike, they tend to love more. So that's, you know, you can, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so you make him, you know, put him to bed, but let him dress like you a little bit. You have on the black and red, and he have on the black and red boxers. Y'all doing y'all thing.
Yes, I'm
Only
doing your
Frederick
thing.
does that.
Come on now.
Cater to the couples, Frederick.
Yeah.
Now, I knew Frederick's was a little more risque, but I didn't know they were catering to the couple.
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
And I'm a
Let me
little
find
risque,
out.
but I'm a little.
Lady in the streets. Lady in the streets. Yes. Yes.
Very.
Also, shout out to Savage by Fenty. Let me tell y'all, Rihanna is around here catering to everybody these days. Rihanna, the Savage by Fenty, have y'all not heard of Savage by Fenty?
No.
Savage by Fenty is Rihanna's bra, panty, lingerie line, and the same thing she did with foundations, where she began to cater to a myriad of women of all shades and colors. Is the same thing she did with these the lingerie girls. She is catering.
Google that.
She is
Google it
catering
before Wednesday.
to right. What happened?
Now who
Wednesday?
carries her products?
Oh, okay. Who carries Savage by Fenty? You know what? That I'm not sure of. We'll look that up and figure that out and put that online for you down in the comments. If you're watching online and you know who's carrying Savage by Fenty, let me know, and our producer will tell me so we can give it to the people. But I do know that they are absolutely carrying sizes for plus size women, for all women. They just believe, Rihanna believes that everybody, she can get coins from everybody, which is what Victoria's Secret does not believe.
And I want to elaborate on another reason why I wouldn't shop, even if they did sell and cater to plus size women.
Why?
Because a few years ago, there was an incident in the store where an African American woman was shopping in Victoria's Secrets, and the clerk assumed she was stealing and had her escorted from the store.
Wow.
So even if they did cater, I wouldn't give them my money.
No, we
So
can't
no.
do that.
No, we
Extra
cannot.
little nugget.
Absolutely.
Extra nugget. We can't do Vicky's
No.
that.
Wow.
No, being discriminatory. That's not hot.
Yeah, so he has a double whammy, maybe even a triple. But I can't, and I wouldn't.
Ooh.
So I would give my money to Walmart plus size section of lingerie,
Before-
whatever they had.
They have decent bras.
They did.
They do have decent bras. Under
Right.
Situations and circumstances.
And
Where
even
you
You guys
Kato's.
recalled me, and I've
Right.
had to go in, snatch one up.
And
Right.
make it work. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Speaking of being discriminatory, there was an article in the Washington Post, and I cannot remember the name of the author, but it was an op-ed piece that was talking about Jason Wu's plus size line versus Universal Standard.
Yes.
For their plus size line, and how plus size women are now having basically two different stereotypes to fight. And did y'all see the article?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so the article was basically talking about when are plus size women just going to be able to just be and not have to be, there's this stigma of plus size women have to be fierce and we have to slay and it has to be, it has to be overboard. And when the article was talking about when are plus size women going to be able to just literally be in the room, be amazing, but not have to be over the top in order to be seen.
Absolutely.
And it was an interesting article because there was a couple of pictures. So there was Jason Wu's line, kind of, it's a throwback to the 50s. It had a lot of like flare skirts, a lot of vintage type stuff, very kind of classy. And then, but Universal Standard's photo was, Tony feels the way about it.
I do. When I saw that picture, I was so upset because, well, they said that they used that picture to advertise their loungewear, their new loungewear line.
Yeah.
So I went and looked up their new loungewear line, and there are no wife beater looking shirts. There are no underwear, and there's no white socks in that loungewear. So I was like, how was that picture relevant to your new loungewear?
It was supposed to be shocking. And so, and I think that was her first name is Robin. I can't remember her last name. But I think that was the author's point, is that you shouldn't have to be shocking to sell things to plus size women. So the woman in the Universal Standard, in the photo, she was very large. She had, all of the voluptuousness. She had, some rolls and some thigh. She had a lot of thigh. And I appreciate good thigh because your girl's got a little thigh herself.
Breast, thigh,
right. all of the pieces, I got them. But she was a large woman, and she had on like a wife beater, some underwear, and some socks. But the picture wasn't her best picture. You know what I'm saying? It didn't paint her in a light that I felt like represented her well.
No.
And I felt like they were doing it for shock value and not because they really thought that this woman, she is gorgeous. Like if you go on her Instagram and you look at her, like some of her other pictures, she is a gorgeous girl. But they did not paint her in the most gorgeous light. Her hair was messed up. She didn't have on any makeup. It was just like it was shocking.
It wasn't to sell the product. It
No.
wasn't to say,
Yeah.
hey, this would look great on you, or this will be appealing to whomever on the other side, or
Right.
you would feel good in this.
Yeah.
It was for, like you said, the shock value to make that person's jaw drop. And when do we go beyond that?
Absolutely.
When can we just show up and own the room and look great instead of having to be brave and be great?
Or being extra confident, or you have to be the plus size girl that walks in the room and knows everything and, you know, has that big personality. Because here's the thing, some women don't have big personalities, and it doesn't make them any less amazing.
Absolutely.
It doesn't make them any less beautiful. And you can still be a confident woman and not have an over-the-top extroverted personality. And I think that's what the article was talking about, which is why it made it important to me that we talk about it in this venue. Because I think people get it twisted. Like there are overt people, and overt is okay if that is who you naturally are.
Yes.
But you shouldn't have to be that as a
Absolutely.
plus size woman to be able to walk into a room and feel good about yourself or fit in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that most people will say if you're too quiet, then you don't have confidence.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
So, you know, they want you to talk more. They want you to laugh more. They want you to just be out there when that may not be you. So then you're judged. Oh, well, what's wrong with her? Or you may be stuck up, but that's not the case.
Do you get that? Because I feel like you have a very calm spirit, and I don't, like, you walk into a room and there's presence and there's an aura, but you're not necessarily the loudest girl in the room.
I'm not.
And
Just like
so-
the party the other day.
Yeah.
I was in the corner holding up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody know who Stony Love is.
Hey!
Okay.
Hey!
All right, go ahead.
But I don't have to be like, hey, Stony Love is in the building. You know, it's like,
Absolutely.
hi, how are you? And I have a seat. I don't know. I guess my mother always says it's best to be seen and not heard. And you see me because of just who I am.
Yeah.
So it's just my element. I don't have to say much at all.
When you were becoming this Stony Love, who now knows who she is, though, when that quietness and that calm spirit, did you try to have to learn how to balance that, or did you have to learn how to not be the loudest girl in the room? Like, does that make sense?
I've never been like the loudest girl unless I'm angry.
Oh,
Now, if I get angry, I probably lose some part of my brain. I'm not sure. But I have to be like extremely angry.
Okay.
But as far as that, I'm usually pretty quiet. I'm able to get my point across because usually when I speak, I'm more of pastoral when I'm talking.
I got
So you can understand and relate to what I'm saying. So I don't have to be loud about it.
Okay.
So I don't know. I just know that when I walk into a room and I can't explain it, and I've gone places where strangers don't know me, and people will turn around and be like, and I don't say anything. And it was even before the Stony Love. So I guess a part of me, Stony Love was living somewhere inside.
Deep down.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was even way before then. And I didn't even understand what that was at that time.
Wow.
And so, and I don't know, I'm going to be quiet there, but just, I don't know, basically is you don't have to be loud. You don't have to say anything
You
sometimes.
shouldn't have to be loud.
Right.
You shouldn't have to be. But I feel like a lot of women who are plus size feel like they do have to be loud.
Well, even
order
in the
to be seen.
movies, with Eddie Murphy, when he portrayed Rasputia, she was bodacious and loud and,
Yeah.
you know,
And that doesn't have to be every girl.
exactly. Dangerous and bully. But that's not, you know, every big girl isn't gonna, you know, beat you up or
and
take your lunch
money. Yeah, because you,
Right.
Baby D.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think of some other ones that
Right. Well,
have,
I mean, it's quite a few.
Well, and I love her to pieces. Like I really, really do. I think that Queen Latifah is a phenomenal actress.
Oh, I love her.
However, in the earlier years,
She did have to be
she
that
had
stereotype.
to be that stereotype of the bully, of the aggressive woman, the one who was made fun of. Later
The
on down
sidekick.
absolutely. Later on down the line, that's when you started to see her kind of mature into being a wise woman. What was it? The Queen of the Bees, the story of the bees.
Oh, Akilah and the Bee.
No, not Akilah and the Bee, where the sister died and they put the notes in the wall.
Oh, I remember that.
On the praying wall. It was a great book. Anyways, she matured. She matured as an actress from going from Cleo or Steve Martin's sidekick, or even with Common. You know,
Being Just Right was amazing.
absolutely. But just maturing as a person, and I think that's where she advocate. I would say or want to believe that she advocated to be that person.
Yeah.
That wasn't just the sidekick or wasn't good enough.
Absolutely. Well, we are going to stop right there and pause it for just a moment and take a quick break, but we will be right back with more of The Curve. Welcome back to the Curve. We have taken a quick break and we read some of the audience comments. One of the people on live stream said Livy Ray. That's what we were trying to think of. She was like, have you tried Livy Ray? And I have not personally tried Livy Ray, but I'm probably going to call them and ask them if they could sponsor your girl and send me some products. Livy Ray, send us some products. We'll test them out and then we'll tell all the people if they're wonderful or not.
And not just that, Fredericks too.
Yeah.
We'll help you.
We'll help you.
We'll test your products out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Well, where is
Livy
Frederick?
Ray.
Is he still in business?
Frederick,
You
you know
I don't
what?
know.
I saw a place in Vegas. There was a store in Vegas, but I don't know.
That's a great question. I don't know if
The last one I saw was in Town Center Mall.
Well, yeah,
the
Cumberland.
last one I saw was
Was,
in Cumberland. I don't know if it's there anymore.
we have to Google that.
Yeah, hey guys, let us know, since we can't get to Google right now, let us know if Fredericks of Hollywood would still exist in Atlanta anywhere, because we might run by and
Pick up some things.
pick up some things.
For us and the guys.
Yes.
And so the other thing that you guys were talking about online is the stereotyping, and I think we were talking about that a little bit. They were saying, hey, are they shocking us and stereotyping that young woman universal standard in order to sell clothes? And I think we absolutely agree that that is exactly what they were doing. And I'm not sure I want to support universal standard, because I feel like, so here's the thing, I'm torn in my spirit.
Okay, come on.
Because my homegirl in my head, Danielle Brooks, who was on
Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black, is a ambassador, or she has a line with Universal Standard, and so I really want to support that. But then I'm like, I don't like how y'all did my new friend in my head, the girl who's modeling. I'm torn in my spirit. I don't know how to handle that.
Because to me, I feel like one had a brand to protect, quote unquote,
Yeah.
and the other one didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore, you could have still sold the same product without her looking like she stuck her finger in the socket.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like if they would have just used the actual product of the loungewear, they could have gotten it sold. But what I wanted to say was Polina and Alex are the ones who started Universal Standards, and what I saw on their website under About Us and whatever, they were trying to explain how they weren't able to shop together because one is smaller and one is larger. And what caught my attention was it said it was clear that all women weren't given the same level of style, quality, or even respect. And I really didn't see where style, quality, or respect was in that picture. And that's what upset me the most, that I'm like, this is your brand. You have to protect your brand.
Absolutely.
So if you okay that for marketing, then I don't understand how you can say those words and then put that picture out there. That's
agreed. And so thank you, whoever that was who told us that there is a Fredericks of Hollywood in Kennesaw in Town Center, I believe. Yes.
it's still there, y'all.
Yes.
I must go there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I've come alive.
Speaking of coming alive,
Right.
Yes.
Forever Plus curvy girl Oprah Winfrey was interviewing my other good friend,
Yes,
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union. Now, we all know that Gabrielle and D. Wade just had a baby.
Congratulations.
And, she is so adorable. And there's lots of talk about them having it by surrogate. First of all, I applaud them because no one knew this baby was on its way.
Come on now.
And for them to be able to go 9 months, and no one knew, I say bravo to y'all, because you know most people can't keep their lives a secret anymore.
Absolutely.
But the question on the table before we go to break is, would y'all ever use a surrogate?
We're going to stop right there. We're going to answer the question. When we come back, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back, and we are going to get into that right now. We'll be back. Are back with more of the Curve, and we are talking about Gabrielle Union and D Wade and their new baby. Hearts and kisses.
How do you say her name?
Oh,
I think it's Kavia James.
Kavia? She's cute. I just
Yeah.
want to know if
Precious.
you all knew how to say her
Kavia
name.
James Union Wade. Okay, she got her mama and her daddy's name. Come on, Kavia. But we were talking about them using a surrogate because Twitter drug my girl Gabby. Now, I love me some Gabrielle Union, but those memes were hilarious.
I didn't see them, but personally, I thought it was so unfair.
It is unfair.
I thought it was
is
so unfair because let me tell you something. As a curvy girl, and one of the things that I love is the discussion around miscarriages and normalizing that.
Yeah.
And as a curvy girl, when we start talking about weight and complications and things of that nature, I myself have had a miscarriage. And I have several friends who are also curvy girls that have struggled and had challenges with, you know, conceiving a child and carrying it out. And they have thought about the option of, getting a surrogate.
Absolutely. And I think so. Gabrielle talks about in her book, We're Going to Need More Wine, or We'll Need More Wine, or something about more wine, and that's how I know the name of the book. But Gabrielle talks a lot about, I think she said she had something like 8 or 9 miscarriages.
She sure did.
Miscarriages?
Well, may I say something?
Yeah.
And you know where I'm going to go with this. Astrologically, Gabby is a Scorpio. And with Scorpions, they have problem with their genital area.
Really?
So they're pretty much hard to conceive. Really? So astrologically, she may not have known that. And to attack it that way.
Now, is that just women, or is that men and women?
Men have trouble too. If you're a Scorpio male or a woman, that is the area in which that rules your body. And so that is the part that creates problems in having a child.
Wow.
If you,
did not know that.
most Scorpion people either have one or none, because Scorpion is the ruler of death. So therefore, they don't usually have.
Maybe that's why I want more kids.
I'm sorry.
Say, my
but-
husband,
No.
my husband's a Scorpio.
See, I had to go-
No, like in real life, I have always.
I didn't mean it to go that deep, but there I go.
What I'm saying, I have always, after I had my son, I was like, that's it. And everybody was like, oh, you didn't have another kid. And oh, he's going to be alone. And oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
That's okay. I have
you were a
child.
Scorpion.
I
And
am
then I
a
have
Scorpio,
Okay,
yeah.
so
almost
And
what-
I was like,
yeah.
there's nothing about having another child that makes like.
And that's usually right with you guys. So one or none is usually the case with you. But shout out to Dwayne and her. They're soulmates.
Yeah.
He's a Capricorn. She's a Scorpio. Water and earth. Perfect together. They'll be together forever. They have a solid foundation.
That's
and
good. That's good.
That relationship is solid. And she's very lucky to have him, and he is her. So that is a very, very good relationship. And so it's a very balanced and peaceful home, good compromise. So that's a whole great situation for her.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
See, me and my husband are Capricorn and Scorpio.
Right.
So
Perfect.
quick question, but are you all in agreement with the surrogate.
Oh, yes. I
Yes.
would do a circuit.
Shout
What
out to the
people
surrogacy.
don't understand is, first of all, it ain't none of your business. But second of
That
all,
part.
people have surrogates for whatever reason. Like you said, Gabby, she probably did not know the issues that she was having a baby.
she was having 8 or 9
Every
miscarriages.
woman on this earth is not going to be able to get pregnant. It's just, and if they want to extend their family, then they
We gotta have
figure
some
out
other
how
options.
to do it. Either you're going to adopt or you're going to try and have a surrogate. It's not cheap to do surrogacy. You know what I'm saying? So getting pregnant, anytime a woman gets pregnant, that's a life and death situation. And people don't understand that because, you got some people who can get pregnant if they're breathed on the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
The psychological impact that has on you.
8 or 9 miscarriages.
8 or 9.
and
I know
Yes.
the psychological effect of just one.
Come
so
on now.
I can't imagine 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Not being
I
able
could
to
imagine
give birth,
that.
I feel, makes a woman feel less than.
Absolutely.
And it makes her look at other women and always feel like, even though that she may have so many things that she can bring to the table for a man, she know that she can never give him a child.
Yeah.
And that changes for her, like, so many things within herself. So no
Absolutely.
matter what the case may be, it just changes so much within. So you would need a strong man to make you feel safe and know that he's with you, and it doesn't matter that you cannot give him a child.
So let me ask you a question. Do Leos also struggle with fertility? Is that a
Now,
thing?
that's usually not the case and astrologically, because Leo is the ruler of the heart, and they are the lion. So
Okay.
they are usually very fertile. But they usually don't have more than 2 because they're so self-centered.
I can see that.
Because it's all about them. Oh, my hair. Oh, look at me now.
I
Got
can
it.
see it.
I got
Right,
it.
so they
That
don't
makes sense.
have time to be chasing kids. They got to get the Lamborghini, they got to get the fat bank account, and they got to look good, Leo, when they walk in the room. Well,
Okay.
you see a lion when he walks.
Yes. Chest out. Prime.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I know a few.
Shout out to all the Leos.
shout out to the Leos in the building. But yeah, I completely agree with the surrogacy. Like, I believe however you get to your child, however you get to a child, that's exactly how you have to do it. Like, it's what works for you and for your family. Here's the other thing. Listen, childbirth is hard. Okay?
It is.
Let me tell you something. It's more than hard.
It-
It's more than a notion. It will make you think about everything you
Ooh.
put your mother through.
Ooh, it may
The
be
things
itch right
that
there.
you apologize. You don't know if you're seeing the light or if the light is coming to you. And then it makes you look at them once they grow up and get of age where they can talk. And you really want to
And you want to,
love on them extra hard
Mm-hmm,
because you remember all that you went through.
yeah, you do.
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
you
that
do.
looked
I'm sorry, I
like
had
she
a
was
moment.
choking.
Yeah,
okay.
just,
She
I-
was
I was
choking.
laying hands on her.
Okay.
just holding her real tight.
Yeah.
Holding her. Just, she needed to be held. But yeah, I feel like sometimes women just don't want to put their bodies through that. Angela Bassett used the surrogate. There's
Absolutely.
lots of women. And let me tell you, if I had a tummy that looked like Angela Bassett's, I wouldn't be trying to mess it up either. I would be using the surrogates. That six-pack did not need to be messed with. Come on, Angela.
Well, also, women in the industry, they're looked upon as that, you have to keep your body together.
That's
and if they know that they may not be strong enough to get that body back in 3 weeks, like, some people, that it's their money. You can't mess with their money because men don't have to go through that. Men don't have
There's a double
don't have to grow a child in their body and
That's it.
get fat and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So they can keep working and they can keep getting those roles on TV and in movies and things like that. When women, we would be out of commission for a good. It's more than 9 months. It's
11, 12,
yeah, because you
13.
got 3 months after that, and
You got to heal,
taking
you
care
gotta
of
get
your
your body
children
back.
and everything.
Conversation of people having tummy tucks and getting scheduling C-sections so that they can go back to work. I've heard of that, of several women who have had a C-section and they just get it nipped and tucked while they're in there, and then they come out, you know, postpartum, and you're thinking, how did they slim down that fast?
They didn't. And here's the thing, I mean, I'm not against that either, because listen, that's smart. Like, you've already paid for the room.
Yeah.
You've already paid for the room.
I'm going to say
Might
this.
as well.
If you can have a child the natural way, have a baby the natural way, so that you can bond with that child, so that you can feel that child flowing through your body. I would have 5 more kids if I could right now.
Here we go, Sony. Now, I do too. It may be possible. Jesus. So we can talk about this because, you know, one of the conversations that we were having earlier was the fact that I am now in a challenge with some of my girlfriends.
Okay.
And so we were talking about our why. Why we're in this challenge, and it's a weight loss challenge and things of that nature. And I want to have more children. However, when I went to the doctor that we spoke of last Monday, go back and talk, she recommended that I lose about 20 to 30 pounds if I wanted to have more children for health purposes.
Right, because when you're pushing, your blood pressure goes extremely high.
Absolutely.
And you can stroke out. So, and at your age, it's increasing. So
20.
So my thing is, if I could, you know, when you're young, you have your children, and you thinking that the person that you had your children with, that's who you're going to be with. But when you meet someone that you really spiritually connect with, and you want to be able to look into your a child's eyes and see them possibly, you know, I'm just saying.
Well, that's how I feel. We talked about this. That's exactly how I feel, because you know, my child is she will be 9 on Thursday.
Well, my child is 29, 27, and 26,
so I will go
and 21.
No,
I can lend you one of mine, the 4 or the 5-year-old.
And that came up in our conversation.
But yeah, I would love to. I would do it again. Just one more, at least one more time.
No. The conversation was, we'll let you watch them. No, I want the whole experience.
Right.
I want to carry them. I want to go through labor.
I was about to say that. Okay, no.
I want it all.
Now, Melissa, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna let you know. Every pregnancy is not the same. My first one, where I have a 26-year-old. That pregnancy was so beautiful, so perfect. To this day, I cannot tell you what a contraction pain feels like, because with all my kids, apparently I have a high tolerance for pain. Except my son, which is the second one, who's 5 now, 26 and 5, he sat on my sciatica for 8 of those 9 months. And I tried to twist, turn, prop, sleep in a chair. That was the weirdest pain, just because, first of all, I didn't know that I was pregnant for 15 and a half weeks, Jesus. But when I figured it out, I was like, oh, that explains the pain. Now, can you move them? But, you know, they can't move them off your sciatica. So I'm going to just let you know. And then he had to come C-section 4 weeks early. But that's all I'm saying.
So speaking of the pain, I heard IVF is painful. Is that accurate? Like, how
I've
do
never
y'all
had to
feel?
do that. I don't know.
Like, I feel like that might be another reason why Gabrielle picked just going through a surrogate, because IVF is painful. And
well, you're giving yourself
you
needles daily, I believe.
Right.
And then, you know, they have to extract the eggs out. Yeah, I heard that is very painful.
Very expensive. I have a friend that did 4 IVF trials. One worked. The first one worked. The 3 after that didn't. They were $10,000 for each one.
Each one.
Ooh.
And then years later, after
$10,000 is my magic number.
But here's the thing. Listen, I'm with you, because right now, I'm in a
Holes and
position.
numbers.
And then it might not work. 10,000 and it might not work. So
10,000, and we ain't even guaranteed a kid. My God,
Well,
what
when you
in the
want
world?
one, when the
I can't
desire is for
even-
one.
I
You're gonna go at all
can't.
costs.
I
I would have done the
Oh.
IVF. I would have gone through all of the pain. I would have gone through all of the agony, and I wouldn't cared. I would not have cared what the sex would have been as long as the universe had granted me my wish. That's how
Absolutely.
grateful I would have been.
We're on
you
the
are
same
so
page.
awesome.
Listen,
that's
we're
why I
gonna
love
put that
Sony.
out there.
That's why I
Thank
love
you.
Sony because my heart ain't that good. I don't want it's that kind of pain.
Yes.
Well,
Listen, I would do it all over again.
I would do it for
look-
Matthew. I would do it all over again for the one I got.
No.
I
I
did
wanna
it
do
all
it.
over again, and I'm not doing it no more. Jesus, I promise you, if you came and sat at this table and we had a
I'm
talk,
going 2
I would
more
tell you,
rounds.
no, Jesus, I'm
You
gonna just
gonna-
let you
I'm gonna
know.
go 2 more
gonna
rounds
go 2 more
because
rounds.
you have to think when you meet people,
That's true.
it's a totally different situation. And the
that's true.
person that I'm with now is an only child and doesn't have children, so it changes the game. It changes.
That's
and where
true.
I am now at the age I am versus where I was when I was 28. My mindset is different. I can afford a little bit more.
That's
So
true.
yeah, I want to go through it all over again. Very happy.
I mean, I will say because that's exactly what I did. I had my child early in life at 18, and then I met my husband and we got married, and then we had 2 additional children. So I get you, Melissa. I understand why you're reasoning. I'm just like
So that's what happens when you shoot live, people. That's what happens when you shoot live. And when you are a mother, your son will absolutely come to the shoots and come to the table like mommy, grandmama is on the phone. Because that's my love, that is real life. That is motherhood.
And Kevin, I do agree. When you are in love, it is the best thing to have that bonding with that person, and they're there with you, holding your hand, rubbing your belly, feeding you, and you are sharing that experience together.
I did enjoy that part of being pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed the foot rubs. And
Yes.
and the going to get me ice cream at 3:00 in the morning if that's what I wanted. That was nice.
I have 4 children, and 3 of my children have the same father. And during my pregnancy, he loved me during each one of them. And so I understood what it was like to have my belly rubbed, my feet rubbed, and all of those things. And my mom was there, so it was like a great experience. And then I was married with my son. So every time I got pregnant, it was just a wonderful, fat, beautiful experience.
Well, see, that's what I want. That wasn't my experience. That mine was total opposite. I went to every doctor's appointment by myself. I got up in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
So you
I
need
have
this.
So I need.
Okay, well,
like,
this
She
makes
need
sense.
this, y'all.
I need this.
we will
I
support
need
you,
everything
Melissa.
that comes with it.
Yes.
We will support you.
All right.
And this moment in time that you were having.
Yes,
I will
yes. And we can have a
support
big
it. I will
Yes.
baby
babysit.
shower.
I will babysit. I sure will.
Absolutely.
Now bring the child by because I love to babysit. Now you can bring them to Auntie Shannon's house. I'll spoil them, feed them,
I
and
love
send
to
them
cuddle.
right on back home. I love
Yep.
to play,
Love to
color.
cuddle.
Okay,
Yes.
well, thank you.
I like
Yeah.
This makes
I
this
got
a little
you,
bit
friend.
more easier.
Yes.
Sisterhood.
Yeah.
We got you.
Absolutely. Well, we are going to take one more quick commercial break, and we are going to be right back with more of The Curve. are back, and we're going to have more conversation about Miss Gabrielle Union and her surrogacy. And so we had, while we were taking a break, we had one of our loyal, wonderful listeners say, it's not really your baby if you didn't have it. Was that accurate? That was close? Okay, it was, but that was the context. And so I wanted to address that because I feel like that is a very important, I feel like people feel like that. Like that's, that's not just that one person's thought process. And so I respect how you feel, but children come to you in all kind of ways. Children come to you from previous relationships. Children come to you from surrogacy. They come to you from a wealth of places. A child is yours when you love it enough, when you love that person enough to invest yourself into them wholly. Like motherhood, and I don't know if it was a man or a woman who said this, but I also have 2 stepchildren who, and we don't call them stepchildren, we actually call them bonus children. I have 2 bonus children who I did not birth, but I guarantee you, if you say something about either one of them, those are my babies. Point blank, period. I did not give birth to them, but I love them like they're mine. So children, like I did give birth to them, they are mine. So children come to you from a wealth of places, and you don't get to say if a child belongs to somebody just because they've had them or not. We actually got a caller who is called in. Listen, anything can happen live on the Curve, y'all. Yeah. Anything can happen. So, caller, who am I speaking with, and where are you from?
You are speaking to Atia.
Hi, Atia. How are you?
You look so beautiful.
Thank you. This is my best friend.
Go, best friend.
World to talk about motherhood
yes.
and pregnancy.
Yes. My best friend, let me just tell y'all, so you know, this is my best friend, and she is a nurse, and she has delivered babies, yes, and she is, motherhood is in fact one of her favorite things. So yes, best friend, what did you want to contribute to the conversation, darling?
I would just like to contribute for the women that are watching, and for the women, the other beautiful queens on the show that in motherhood you have to follow your own path, from conception until that child walks across the stage. People will have so many different opinions, and they will have tons of advice, and lots of them, we hope most of them are well-meaning, but you gotta find your own path and walk it unapologetically.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to, just look out into the world and compare yourself to other moms that make it look easy, but you have to remind yourself that you're only getting a snapshot of what they want you to see. Motherhood is real.
Come on now.
It's awesome. It's beautiful, but it's also grueling. Sometimes it's thankless, and it is never ending, and you just gotta find your groove. I don't want to talk too much, but I just called in to tell my bestie that I'm so super freaking proud of you.
I love you.
And y'all look amazing, and this is everything. I'm so proud. I'm gonna go.
Okay, love you, and you, Atia is absolutely right. Motherhood, bye, love. Motherhood is absolutely, you have to walk your own motherhood every single day.
Yeah.
And so, whether you choose to have a child through a surrogate, whether you choose to adopt, whether you choose to have it naturally or use, what's the thing?
IVF.
IVF, however you choose to conceive and bring someone into the world that you can love, that is on you. And you walk your walk the way you know how.
Yes.
Absolutely. Do we have any other questions from the people? No? Okay, all right, we're good to go. Well, that, I believe, is going to, that's going to do it for the show.
Oh, that was great.
Woo, child, yes, that was amazing.
Well, I'm glad the audience simmered down.
Yes.
They were boiling.
Yes.
But we love it. We welcome your comments. We welcome your questions. As you can see, we're very interactive, and we want to get you involved in the show as well. We are actually apparently going to be posting a number so you can call in, so we can talk to you directly for our next show. We're going to figure that thing out and get the logistics together, but we're so glad you decided to join us. We're so excited about this experience, this journey that we're going to be sharing together, and we invite you to come along and join us for Life on the Curve. We'll see you guys next Monday.
Bye-bye.